My name is Abasi Freke Matthew, and I am the founder and the CEO of the Diaspora Community and Migrant Foundation. Abuja, good afternoon, and happy Father's Day to all of you listening to today's show.
Thank you. I'm sure you are also a father, and that's why when you say Father's Day, you're smiling because you are one of them.
2 children.
With children.
Yeah.
Of course, so to is to so many that are listening to us today. Well, our brethren, our listeners, I am happy that you are always there. Most of you find it very, very fun to tune in from other stations to Independence Radio exactly 2 o'clock in the afternoon every Sunday, just because we have received your message and all that you have been sending to us, goodwill messages, thank you messages that you have been sending, letting us know that our work here is not in vain, that it's been quite impactful, and we are happy that you have been following our program. Thank you so much. I want you to know that without you, Big Fellows is nothing here in this station. So that is why we do not play with you. We thank you. And most of you that are following our program live on social media, even as we speak, that are tuning in to follow us live on Facebook, I want to thank you for making our time to always follow our programs. Today is going to be quite educative and beneficiary, because some of you that has people living outside Nigeria, you will know when you reach out to them that are in the diaspora to know how life is there. They will tell you, man, you guys are, I don't want to say it. Some people call names of things that are not even worthy of naming concerning our nation. But this is our nation. We cannot run away from that fact. But how do we now make this nation to be like those ones in the diaspora? Because, you know, people from that side told us that there is far. Some will even say 100% better than Nigeria. Some will say 80%. Some will say 70%. Some will say 50%. It all depends the country that they are living in. Today on the show, we will translate and move a bit far from here, where we'll be talking about diaspora engagement. You know, Nigerian and our brethren outside the country. What are the functions? What are the prerogatives? And what are the prospects that we really need in this country, that if we have it, this country will be rated as #1. I mean, to everybody, not to some people. Because those that are living in this nation are seeing the nation as the worst nation. Yeah. But to you, if you say your nation is the worst nation, why are you there? do you like it when it is the worst? No. So today I will be joining my brother. He is here to educate us and to tell us more about the diaspora community, and of course talking about migrants, reasons why people jackpot from Nigeria to the foreign lands, and many take the risks of their lives in order to get to a place they believe their greenest pasture can be found more better than what it is in Nigeria. All of that is going to be our discussion for today. But I'm sure before that time, many people that are tuning in that may not know what Big Fellows is all about on radio, I'm just going to take 1 minute to share with you what Big Fellows Gospel is all about on radio. Big Fellows Gospel Leisure House is a house where all physical talent is found, groomed, and nurtured. You know, over time, we do this week to week to encourage most of you that are endowed, gifted, you know, in craft, physical craft, like music, dance, movie making, you know, and comedy. And these are the things that we promote here on this platform every week to week. So if you are tuning in today, we will be advancing a little, you know, separating the entertainment and the real activities that is affecting us. So that's why I have the guests. But notwithstanding, do not forget that we came in here to announce Big Fellows Gospel Leisure movie. Sorry, not movie. Movie is on my head. Music and dance audition that is slated to take place on the 4th of July. That is first Saturday of next month. And we implore you to send us, those that have interest to attend that audition, to be part of our project this year, to send us a message, their names and their location, and of course the area of interest. And I thank you, most of you that have sent us that message. We are making plans for you. In our subsequent program, we will share with you more on that. All right, let me turn my attention to my guest, because he is not just here, he is here to do justice to all the injustice that some of us may be All right, we are going to be looking at Nigerians in the diaspora, and that's why I have to bring someone that is relating to the diaspora activities. He mentioned his name, Mr. Abasifreke Matthew.
Yeah.
And whenever you hear Abasifreke, you will not need to ask where is he from.
Yeah.
It's already written on your head already.
Yeah.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
I remember last time you were here on the show. Sometime, is it up to 2 months now?
Precisely. Yeah.
Almost 2 months now. You've been here, trying to educate us, to share with us what your foundation is doing, or is expected, or is planning, or is already engaging to do, and that you need more ears to hear what you do, and also you need to use this platform to send a strong message to the authority, people that runs the affairs of governance in Nigeria, to look inward, really look inward when people talks about, migrants. They talk about diaspora. All of these things are very, very important for us to know. So let me bring you in just to refresh our memory for some of us that have not listened to you. First of all, I want you to tell us what this foundation is all about.
Yeah, thank you very much, like I said before, for having me into the show this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon in the city of Abuja. The Diaspora Community and Migrant Foundation is it's like a project. It's a foundation that, amplify the voices of diaspora and also, promote migrant rights. Yeah, thank you very much, like I said before, for having me into the show this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon in the city of Abuja. The Diaspora Community and Migrant Foundation is it's like a project. It's a foundation that, amplify the voices of diaspora and also, promote migrant rights. You see, you must understand, Nigerians must understand, or some other, nationals must understand that diaspora is a global responsibility, to take care of diaspora is a global responsibility. So it is imperative for us to always use this channel to amplify the voice of diaspora, share their, their struggles, and also promote, those who are doing well in diaspora. And when we talk about diaspora, we are not only limited to, to cater for Nigerians in diaspora alone. We also cater for other nationals who reside in Nigeria. And of course, like I said before, there are, other nationals who reside here in Nigeria. So it is our responsibility too to also amplify their voices. Of course, there are a series of challenges for other nationals who reside in Nigeria. If you are other nationals, you might be Ghanaian, South Africa, and other, and you reside in Nigeria, you face any injustice, you are free to call us, contact us, visit our website or at www.dcmf360.org or call us on 091 666 52971. Then we are attend to your problem. It might be legal, it might be whatsoever challenges that you have as other nationals who reside in Nigeria. Call us, we are going to attend to your problem. And also, every other Nigerians who reside in abroad, no matter the country that you reside, all you need is to visit. If you have any challenges from any part, we have our lawyers all over the places that can respond effectively to our challenge. And it is a setting that we have, fighting together to ensure that no Nigeria in diaspora that face frustration or whatever injustice at any time, as long as your case is genuine. Okay, so we are liaised. We are affiliated with so many organizations like Nigerian Diaspora Commission. We are affiliated with even INEC. And today we are going to really talk about diaspora voting, which is one of the trend that we are trying to push the National Assembly and also push the Senate to ensure that they pass diaspora voting, because Nigerian in diaspora has not been inclusive in electoral processes in Nigeria. So we bring out this this organization to ensure that we call on concerned authority to hasten on diaspora voting in Nigeria, which is very, very important.
Thank you so much. I allow you to express yourself because there is one thing to have a vision, another way you run it is very, very key. I took my time to listen to most of the key things that you've raised and you've mentioned, explaining what the foundation is all about,
Yeah.
talking about the possible ways which this foundation can interface, you know. And while you were talking, so many things were just coming into my mind. And I
Okay.
believe those that are listening to you out there, they will be asking. So we have this kind of a foundation of this, and of recent of the case between South Africa and Nigeria. I mean, what does this foundation stand for? Because when we see our people having some challenges outside the confines of Nigeria, we began to raise, in short, the issue of South Africa, to be precise, has made a whole lot of people to raise a question: does Nigeria even have a government? You know, and I mean, do they have a government, or do they have people in authority that can as well address this kind of issue? Because I am a Nigerian, and the best of my knowledge, I have not heard that there had been a time, I wouldn't know about the past generation, I'm talking about my generation, I have not seen when Nigerians raised up one day and begin to attack foreigners. I have not seen that in my generation. But these are things that Nigerians face outside the country, their home. You know, they left their home, going out there. Many of them get into those countries legitimately, by their rights. You have the right to live anywhere you love to be. It shouldn't be a case.
Under the armpit of law.
Yes, under the armpit of law. And now we have seen, even while we are trying to obey the law of those lands, people still make it look as if we do not have a right, we do not have a say, and all of that. Now, I want to raise a question. I believe that people listening out there may still also want to add up to what you're saying. We raise the issue. Why is it that our people that are living outside the country does not have access to voting? And I have asked this question in one of our show on television. I asked because then I hosted, okay, it was not on television, it was this radio. We're talking, actually directing one of us from Netherlands. And I asked, what are they in the foreign land doing to be participating in the electoral processes here in Nigeria? And the instance I gave that man is the one I'm going to give you. Then I raised this question. We have our family members that are living outside the country. In every family, you cannot tell me all your family members and your siblings are outside. There must be those at home. It could be your old parents, your relatives, and all of that. And then you have opportunity to go out of Nigeria and live abroad, where you believe that everything are put in place. Like that man told us that Netherlands, he said, in the whole nation you will not see a hill. No rock, no hill. That is why it is called Netherlands. It's a plain land, you know. He told us that everything in that country is taken care of. When you come out in the morning, just stand by the door of your house. A train pass, you enter, drop you in your office. You don't pay a dime. As a citizen, you don't pay a dime. You enter, when you close from work, you work 2 hours in a day. In Nigeria, we work 6 to 8 to 12 hours. And at the end of the day, you know the minimum wage. I will not be the one to tell you. And out of this minimum wage, since that even came into play, we have a lot of people that have lost their jobs because where they were before, they cannot pay up to that amount. Now, you have your family left here. And when it is time for elections, you stay abroad and allow only the people you live here to make decisions for you. You are not participating. Then when you now come home, you start shouting, the country is bad, man, it's not good. Who contributed it? Perhaps your vote over there should have made this person that won not to win. But when you are not participating at all, it now becomes a problem. You are not the only person, you know, that is campaigning that federal government should look into the diaspora voting. But I want to ask you, as the owner of this foundation, what moves have you guys made already? It's not too late. Even 2027 general elections are here. We have thousands and millions of Nigerians that are outside Nigeria.
17 million.
17 million. Now, the total vote they have here, cast, I don't think it's up to 17 million.
Well, I don't.
Nationwide. I said I don't think, allegedly, amen.
Yeah.
I will not be too sure. Then, you can imagine over 10, let's just say over 10 million votes outside coming in. I just feel that these politicians that are really looking for voters should be the one to pilot these affairs, because when it is time for election and people fly into Nigeria, oh, they may not even need to come.
No,
they stay there and do. Just share with us, how do you think this can be possible to be implemented?
Yeah, actually, there's something that motivated me to even create the foundation.
Okay.
Something. I can't just wake up to think about creating Diaspora Foundation without a motive behind it.
Yeah, sure.
One of those motives is the level of how Nigerians are suffering in abroad without the presence of the government.
Okay.
Then I will come to your answer. I was in Senegal, I think in 2009. So we lost one Nigerian, and we tried to seek the consent of the Nigerian embassy in Senegal. The response was in a very low help. Okay. So we team up ourselves to ensure the parents of the disease asked us if there's any way we can send the corpse down to Nigeria. We said no, because of financial implication. Yeah. So we decided to go our way. You know, Nigerian, we are only divided when we are in Nigeria. Once we are abroad, you see a team work.
So there. I heard.
Yes, we team together and we give that guy a burial. Now come to the level of how Nigerians in diaspora cannot be participated on our electoral processing. But before that, you make mention of the xenophobia attack that is happening in South Africa. So yes. I want to try to trade this thing to also build the confidence. The government is not sending me. It's part of my responsibility to do it, to make sure that I bring the happenings in Nigeria to the Nigerians in diaspora to give them confidence that they are not completely lost, that there is a particular government or organization that is working on their behalf.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's start from the xenophobia that is happening in South Africa. If you've been following the story, I think Senator Oshomole raised a motion in the House, trying to nationalize the South African, businesses in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That was a good idea, but where it is lost, I'm not an economist. Anything that is being nationalized simply means that it is being given to the government.
Yes.
Okay? Now, that was not very correct. But what I'm trying to pinpoint here is Nigeria government, under the collaboration with Nigerian Diaspora Commission, I want to use a word. There's a word I want to borrow there. He has, depatriated Nigerians in South Africa, who has been affected by the xenophobia.
Yeah.
So to me, I give kudos to Nigerian government. Yes. Not only Nigerian government that has done that, even the Zimbabwe, the Malawian, the Ghana, every other countries that has been affected by that event. But I want to tell South Africans something in case they are listening. You see, that particular action that they have taken, there are consequences that is coming after it. For example, if you have been following football, the World Cup that is going on, when South Africa was playing with Mexican, most Nigerians wore Mexican jersey just to mock the South Africa because of what they have done. And then their goalkeeper, I forgot his name, I didn't make research about that properly. He came out on air and was crying that in the history of football, Africa only supports Africans. Why is their own case different? You understand? So the people now begin, social media stuff. People now began to
tell him why.
Yeah, this is what happened.
Many reasons.
Of course, yes.
I watched also when I saw some television commentators say they are happy with the situation.
Of course, even me, I was happy. I have to make a TikTok video about that. Really? Yes, of course, I have to. So because we are one, despite the differences and all that, we are one. No matter what, at the global stage, we Africans, we have to support Africans.
Of course, yes.
So me and my entire organization, we completely condemn the attitude of South Africa chasing away other African countries their country.
So sad.
As long as you are not supporting illegal migrants. Even if they want to do that, there should be a legal framework to act on that. So I condemn that act of South Africa. Now let's come back to the diaspora voting. I discussed with kudos to, I don't want to really call name. I discussed with one of the senators, and he told me, as we sat down, as we were talking, and he told me that the reason why Nigerians in diaspora voting is not being done now, it is because of lack of political interest.
Okay.
He told me, and I want to quote him verbatim, that diaspora voting can make a difference.
It can.
Okay? So based on that, the actors are reluctant to pass that bill. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm calling on Nigerians in diaspora, and even Nigeria at home, that we need to come together to ensure we push National Assembly and the Senate to pass the bill.
All right, I believe our listeners, many of them are understanding this fact very well. Why I keep quiet for you to explain this, because, you know, once you understand what you are fighting, muscles will be strengthened.
Yes.
Now, when you do not understand, you will just be fighting anyhow.
Yeah.
I know, just as you mentioned, that senator that spoke to you might have, you know, they are the one feeling the weight of all what we are saying.
Yeah.
They know what and how they do it here for many of them to get into office.
Yeah.
And some of us, you know, when you talk of diaspora, you're talking about people you cannot see.
Yeah.
But you can reach them through social media and electronics.
Yeah.
Now, it will be very, very impossible, I think, or difficult to stay in Nigeria and lobby for votes in America. Because they will stay there and vote, and electronically you receive it here. So you not see anybody to buy your vote or to sell, and you not see anyone to lobby and what have you. And perhaps that's the reason many of them who are hiding under this shadow to be in power, not giving assent to that bill. But I can tell you something, my brother. Either now or later, that bill will come to the line of the light, because we believe that Nigeria will soon get change they need. The emphasis we have seen in the eyes of people with what people have seen or experienced in these past years in this country, a lot of people that has never had interest in politics are now waking up to be in it.
Okay, even by the presence of social media has really opened Nigerians' eyes.
That's the point.
Okay, so I am telling you that now or later, and that later might be next year or what have you.
Yeah, can be next tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigerian in diaspora must be included on our electoral processes. I told you, I make a research. I told you that last year alone, Nigerian in diaspora through remittances amounts to 20 million point something billion dollars. $21.39 billion. It's everyone on the internet. Through remittances, school fees they pay, development and all that. And a lot of things that Nigeria as a nation start to gain when including Nigeria in diaspora voting. So many. One of it is going to build confidence with Nigerians in diaspora that there's transparency in electoral process. Because one of the things that can hinder development is lack of trust. Okay? So by the time Nigerians in diaspora comes in, you will see transparency in the system.
They will come in with a lot of experience, because what they see where they stay, they would like their country to implement such, which it is very, very good. I do not know how it worked out, but I only believe that if this come to play, there will be a huge of change in politics.
Yes, I discussed with Nigerian Diaspora Commission, their social media to Honorable Dabiri. And he told us, he said, look, they have set out their platform. I call it ideation. Ideation is, how are we going to start? Number one, as long as you carry Nigerian passport, it means you are Nigerian. So all you need to do is to go to the embassy that is close to you. For example, if you are in America, in Washington, D.C., for example, you go to the Nigerian embassy at the Washington, D.C., and you present your
visa.
Not your visa, your international passport. Yes, and you are NIN, and you are above 18 years. You can cast your vote. So this is the ideation. This is the pilot, arrangement for it. It's very simple. Just that the House of Assembly and the Senator have not amended the Constitution, Section 772 and paragraph 117 has not been amended. And of course, I tried to quote the other time that the Electoral Act has to be amended too, so that Nigerian diaspora can be inclusive. So I'm taking this opportunity to call on the Nigerian president, His Excellency, he's a Democrat, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be involved, to make sure he has created. I must be very factual with you, which I know that most Nigerians in diaspora has not really seen what he has done. He has created so many structures to make sure he umbrella Nigerians, that is cover Nigerian diaspora. I don't start to mention them there. Even today. So even I think on Friday, I was referred to Industrial Bank and Bank of Industry.
Okay, Bank of Industry.
Yes, to see what they have set down for Nigerians in diaspora investment. Okay, so there are so many things. So I'm calling on Nigeria in diaspora, like I make mention of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that I'm calling on him. I call on the Senate President, Godswill Obong Okpabio. He is the Senate President, to hasten the bill. I also call in. I also call on what's his name, Speaker of the House, Abbas Tajuddin, to also hasten up. Nigerian diaspora has been as if they have forgotten in our democratic settings. Let him hasten up so that we can.
Thank you so much. I want to believe the message has been passed, and those that carries messages to the authority have listened to you, and I'm sure from here they will take your point back or to where it ought to be. If we watch and we do not see moves of changing some of this narrative, I will bring you back here. You continue to emphasize. I told you off camera that we will emphasize on things that will make Nigeria to become better. We cannot get tired of doing that. And we do not owe anybody apology for speaking in the things that will make our nation
the development of
very,
Nigeria.
Very, very right. I was having calls coming in. I do not know how they got the number, but I know since we have displayed this program on the social media, I believe they got the number there. Perhaps if you wanted to be part of the show, I'm sorry, I will invite him, if not next week, in 2 weeks' time, to be here to explore more on this, because our time has even been over. And just before I bring the show to an end, I would like to thank my guest for coming in. What you have shown today, of course, our listeners is receiving it with all sense of seriousness. And I believe that in time to come, you will come into the studio and sing praises to your work that has been done. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I would just want to go on a very short break. I will return. I will end up Pick Fellas Gospel Leisure Show and Hangover. Please.